Greetings, everyone. It is the 28th of May, Tuesday. Right off the top, I want to just say very happily that the car situation has turned out really well. I picked up the second decent car today, a 2002 Ford Taurus, and I'm going to donate the other one to Teen Challenge, which is a local charity that we often hear asking for car donations. But I agreed with the folks that gave me the cars that that would be the best thing to do with the first ones. You know, the first one, I do feel totally blessed. It's a really nice car, good shape. I can go on and talk about music as a result. So another blessing is my friend Hugo. He bugged me this weekend and let me know that there was a $1 record sale going on out of someone's house. Well, actually Canesville. I didn't look at the ad right away. I thought it was just going to be at Canesville, but it turns out it was at the guy that owns Canesville's house. And this was yesterday for Memorial Day. And at first I was kind of interested, then I wasn't, and then talked me into going, and I found a few things. You know, it's been a long time since I've been able to just dig. Plus, excuse me, morning coffee, and then also I think getting settled here, being on camera. It's been quite a while since it seems since I've had an opportunity to dig cheaply, you know what I'm saying, to look through some decent dollar bins. And I knew that Tim, who runs Canesville, had recently posted a picture online where he had done a haul out to a small town and brought back about 10,000 records. We were late, so we missed the pickings, but even with that, I didn't find anything earth-shattering. I did get some dollar records. I haven't listened to all of them deeply, but I'll show you the ones that I think are good. I actually ended up buying a couple things I already had, but they're only $1. So I can, here's one, so I can pass it on. Actually, I'm going to pass this on to Hugo. He should like this. Dave Liebman, Lighten Up Please. Great saxophone player. He's played with everyone. Miles Davis first came to my attention in the band 10 Wheel Drive. This is pretty funky and really quite good. I've played some of this on my radio show, and these apparently didn't sell too well because it keeps popping up, and I wasn't sure if I had it or not, but for $1 I grabbed another one, so I'll give this one to Hugo. This one, when I saw it, it's like, this could be something. It's turns out it's nothing rare, and it's pretty decent, but I've only listened to part of side one. Jazz, Scotty Young Quartet, Vincent's Other Ear. This is out of this is recorded in well, no, it doesn't say. Anyway, it's kind of straight ahead, but I was intrigued, you know, to the small label. I haven't heard the whole album though, so it could. And then I liked that illustration, which you know, I thought, that's promising. This was a good pick, a good find. David Sanchez, keyboardist who's played with everyone from Bruce Springsteen to Peter Gabriel. This is a solo piano album I didn't even know about. The Bridge. Really nice, actually. I like imports, and this is on a UK pressing. This was nice. I focused on the jazz while Hugo looked through all the rock, knowing that I missed out on the good stuff. You know, we were late in the day, so the rock was well picked over. There was another collector there when I got there, a well-known collector that I know. Once I saw that he was there, I knew that, man, you know, the good stuff was gone. But I still found a few things. Richie Cole, Alto Madness. Kind of a under the radar jazz musician who is, he's a good player. And on here he has Rick Laird, who we know from Mahavishnu Orchestra, Vic Juris on guitar, Eddie Jefferson on vocals, who also produces. This is swings a lot, and it's I haven't listened to all of it yet, but it's what I've heard so far is good, and it's on a good label too, the Muse label. Good label. Here's another one where I knew it was going to be on the new age side, but I looked and I said, this probably is pretty decent. And I've only played a couple tracks, but it is. Images, and these are the musicians. No one I've ever heard of. It's the guy David Small. Actually, I take that back. The drummer I have heard of. Now I've just played a bit of this, and this really starts off really quite good. Percussive and atmospheric is how it starts. Now I don't know, I don't remember where it goes, if it gets real light, but this starts off good. So this was a good find for $1. Images on the Echo Entertainment label, 1983. This was a nice find. Here's another one where I knew it would be somewhere in the kind of smooth jazz area, but I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. I don't remember this album. Oracle. I thought it was interesting. I recognized a couple names on here that I associate a lot with kind of a Bob James sound, which I don't care for a whole lot. I like some of his early stuff. But it's on the Chrysalis label, and I thought to myself, well, now that's interesting. And it, again, only $1. So now it starts off just like I thought, but it's interesting, and it figures that it's on Chrysalis, because by the time we get to the last track on the first side, Bombs Away Ballet, it's pretty progressive. So this was I haven't played side 2 yet. This was fun. Side note, or to kind of piggyback or continue opening the conversation, or what I'm saying is that my collection is built on this mostly, as opposed to myself being a person who always, every check or every other check, I would be able to buy brand new albums full price. I learned from an early age, because of scarcity of money, to try and find music, on the cheap, and to find interesting music, as interesting as possible. So it was fun to do some digging and find a few more things. Now I did find some things that a bit disappointing, but so far I'm showing you the things that it's like, yeah, okay, this is pretty cool. And here's one, it's like, I was thinking, okay, what is this going to be like? Tony DeGradi, Sweet Remembrance. Now I thought to myself, it's on Gramavision. It's on Gramavision, so it's, it got on the label Gramavision for some reason. And this is really good so far of what I've listened to. It's spiritual, specifically spiritual. He's talking about a particular practice that he's doing here, Eastern bass. Sant Mat, The Way of the Saints. Good players on here though, with Harvey Swartz bass, Bob Moses on drums, Fred Hirsch on piano. And this is spiritual. It is. It's felt, and it's good. I just heard the first little bit of it, and it's like, ooh, it's a good find. Tony DeGradi, Sweet Remembrance. as I show this, this makes me think of El Bicho Feo's recent series, Cheap Heat. That's exactly what this is about, and is trying to find good records, you know, cheaply. And now here's one I haven't played yet, but I know this jazz pianist. Well, everyone is up on this album. John Hicks, also on a small label, with Bobby Hutcherson, Walter Booker, and Olympia Hicks. I just touched the needle on this, so it's like, once again, great for $1. Great for $1. Here is one that I took a chance on. Didn't know about this guy. Turns out apparently he's very famous. Italian singer Pino Daniele, Bella Ambriana. Now, what got me to buy it, I said, well, whatever it is. Well, he's got Alphonso Johnson and Wayne Shorter on here. So it's like, well, okay. Italian pressing on EMI. So this turns out to be an adult pop. Now, I just played a bit of it, but it starts off real good arrangements. Someone with a, like, it doesn't sound like Scott Walker. It's more like when you think of other Brazilian artists where there's just lots of flavor in the music right away. Looking forward to listening to more of this and getting familiar with this. Musically, it's like, this is strong adult pop, I guess is how it strikes me. Now, I haven't even listened to it enough to hear what Wayne Shorter does on it yet. But again, great for $1. Pino Daniele, Bella Ambriana. Here's one I knew what I was getting, and it was great to be able to add it for $1. Drummer Steve Smith, who we best know from his days in the band Journey. Fusion album, Vital Information. This is good. It's got a commercial bent, but it also is totally satisfying. Lots of variation on the compositions. Two guitarists on here. The one that I am familiar with the most is Mike Stern. Great pickup for $1. Same with this, Arthur Blythe. Now, I love his playing, and as I've shared before, I got to see him many years ago in the 80s live with David Murray and Jack DeJohnette. So I got to meet them and talk for a bit, you know, just a short chat. But Arthur was really nice and engaging and wonderful player. The style of his records are unusual. This fits the bill too. Dada. It's like, it's not straight jazz at all. It's always this kind of the word conglomeration comes to mind of ideas. He talks about it on the back here, and I just started to read it, but the first track, which I got all the way through, really like it. Arthur Blythe, Dada. Haven't played this yet, but if I'll show it again. Yes, I spent $30. Found 30 things. Really felt good to be able to do that, and in part, as well as making money on my last gig, as a result of you folks, so, you know, showing your support to my channel. I felt like I could do this, you know. Thank you. Quintessential Earl Hines recording session. The reason why I went ahead and grabbed this, there were several Earl Hines. My dad knew Earl Hines, and I didn't meet him, but I've seen him play live. But this interested me because it's on the Chiaroscuro label. Haven't played it yet, but that was partially why I got it, because of the label itself. This I don't know why. Well, the reason why I never bothered with this album before is because of the cheesy cover. To me, the cover is cheesy, but this is a really good album, and it's like finally I have it and get to listen to it. This is a really good album. Raul de Souza, Sweet Lucy, produced by George Duke. See, the cover is kind of like, you see this guy laughing, looks kind of stoned, and it's like, there's the bird, and it just seems like such a, I don't know, intriguing album covers make the difference, you know what I'm saying? So I would always skip this. But thankfully, in a dollar bin, and I turn it over and look at all the good people on it. Patrice Rushen, Leon Ndugu Chancellor, who recently passed away, Freddie Hubbard, for heaven's sakes, Ian Underwood, Ayrton, Al McKay on guitar. And then it's like, he never played with Zappa that I know of, but there is, probably because of George Duke, a Zappa aspect to some of the arrangements here. This is really cool. And again, a pleasant surprise. I'll be picking some tunes to play on my radio show off of this. Raul de Souza, Sweet Lucy. Yeah, and these are records that you guys can find cheap. I'm seeing what time it is, and it's daytime. I need to stop so I don't take all day to get this uploaded. Other than that, someone asked me about, I believe, a guitarist, and I don't know everyone, and this is someone who I don't know. I looked him up. I haven't had a chance to listen to the person, Lloyd something, I think, but I'll check him out. Yeah, I don't know everything, but I am interested in everything, and you all be well, and I'll talk to you soon.